morning or good evening, depending where you're at. Yeah, let me just go search for the link so that we can share it. Takes a bit of time sometimes. There it is. I always find myself refreshing YouTube until it appears. There needs to be a better way to do this. All right. And we're ready. The first one today is Martin. Do you want to go first?
Sure. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the background noise. So I've been trying to get it working, the integration with execution and consensus. I got into some issues. I'm pretty sure like there was a PR that was merged recently that caused some bugs. Because it's crashing when I'm calling the get head function, and also I'm seeing that there are a lot of blocks that don't seem to be processed. But yeah, I just realized that if I set the flag to false, then it works like before, just storing the blocks in memory. So there must be something not working great with the blocks in the database. So yeah, I'm continuing with this, trying to get this done for today. That's it for me.
Okay, that's great. Thanks for the update. Yeah, let me know if you need any help debugging. But it seems that you're on the right path. Thanks very much. The next one is Akash.
Hello everyone. Yesterday I implemented both the endpoints for a beacon API get block header. I don't know how to test it, but I'll create a draft PR.
Okay, sorry. What's the status for the PR? I didn't catch that.
No, I'll create a draft PR. I haven't created a PR,
Oh,
but
cool.
I have not tested the code. I don't know how to test it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Let us like if you're out, yeah. So there are different levels of testing. Ideally, you should be able to at least start the node in your local computer and manually be able to like call the endpoint and see if you're getting any data back. There are ways. I will send an article on how to test endpoints in Phoenix. Like when I say this article, I mean for unit testing or automatic testing in general. But at least what I would expect is that you can check manually if it works, and it should. And for that, you can just use any HTTP mechanism. You can either build an Elixir script, or you can just use what's the name of this Linux application like CLI?
Curl, I think.
Yeah, exactly, curl. Or thank you. The name was completely eluding my mind. So like using curl to just test it is a good one, or Postman, or whatever method you prefer. This is of course not good for the long run, but if you want to have like at least a criteria for you to move this from a draft to an actual PR, then that's a good one until we have integrated tests. Okay, yeah, we have a comment saying that VS Code also has various plugins similar to Postman. That's cool. I didn't know about that. That might be useful as well. All right, yeah. So I suggest you do some manual testing, at least for the first iteration. Don't worry about the automated testing for this PR. We'll have an issue to add Phoenix testing to all of the endpoints that we currently have, and hopefully we can take it like right after this issue, so that we don't wait until we have like 200 endpoints and have to add all of the tests in one go, which is not a nice task. Okay, I will send a couple of articles and we can continue the discussion later. I was willing to ask you, I saw the snappy framing format PR. I see that it's still in a draft. And that it has some CI tests not passing. What's the status for that one?
I think the build is failing, and when I check the logs, it says the format test is failing. The mix format dash dash check formatted. I don't remember the exact comment.
Yeah.
But locally, I've
Uh,
already
Sorry, go ahead.
formatted. I locally I ran the mix format, but it ran well. But there in the CI, it's throwing some error.
Interesting. We might be using different format versions. I will check up on that. Regarding the build failing, that's not a format related thing. It's because you have an import somewhere that we are not using. But I will send a message to you in that sense. Aside from that, is like are the unit test passing? Like, is the PR ready for review? Mostly saying because it's in draft version yet.
Yeah, I think all the specters ran fine. Uh,
Okay.
the CI was only failing on build, and there was one more error. I think it was start and stop. Something. I have to check it
Okay,
again.
I will give it a review today then, and I can send you some pointers on how to fix the CI thing. Thank you. The next one today is Tomas.
Yep. Well, yesterday, apart from doing some reviews, I also worked on the issue about adding Loki, um, Grafana Loki. I already added the Docker Compose boilerplate necessary for it. I already made a PR with that and with the configuration and things like that.
Nice.
In another PR, I'm gonna add today the Grafana part of the integration. It should be like a dashboard, I think, like we have now with Prometheus. Just add another dashboard, or maybe in the same one as Prometheus. I don't know if it's possible. That's what I'm gonna do today.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's extremely useful. Yeah. Like if you have anything deployed ever, having a log aggregator is like sometimes one of the last things that you do, but it's one of the ones that you should do first because after that you just can debug like you never could before.
Yeah.
So thank you for the update. The next one is Fernando.
Yes. For my part, yesterday I was able to figure out how to import the OpenAI JSON to the library, the specs. I think it's working correctly. It had some issue with related with a string and atom, but I changed it to an atom and it worked fine. So it's ready to review. I also did some last changes, small tweaks to the bit list module, so it's also ready to review and merge. I start to do the changes related with the container schema PR, so I am working with that. I also have I start reading about the Phoenix unit testing, so I can start that PR right away. So,
That sounds awesome. Yeah. We can add an issue so that you can have that assigned after you finish addressing these ones, and we have the other PR merged. That's cool. Thank you for doing that. The next one today is Mete.
Hello, everyone. I couldn't join yesterday. In the meantime, the mock engine API part has been merged. And afterwards, I was working on the Beacon API issue about the misinterpretation of the hashes. But this led me and Mega into a discussion. So like it's not very clear that if state roots we are looking for state root by state ID, or we are looking for state root by block ID, or we are looking for block root by block ID or state ID. I mean, like afterwards Thomas just broke those into other parts, like for state root and block roots, and this led to another issue, which is like we are not taking the state root by state ID itself. So like we are using block root for that, and afterwards I've taken that issue to solve the other one. So I'm working on that. I'm looking for a way to implement it.
That sounds extremely confusing. So thank you for taking that, and thanks, Mega, for for taking on the discussion. It's a tricky one.
But sorry, are you sure we are indexing states by what is a state ID? The root hash of a state? Because on the store we do index states by block ID. So maybe that's like that everywhere. I'm not sure if maybe I'm just adding confusion, but
I'm not really sure as well. Like the thing is that actually, like what do you think about it, Mega?
The DB has the states indexed by block hash and also by the slot. The state ID is basically the slot or the states hash, not the related, not the blocks hash. So that's where the problem. That's like we have that problem for validating or retrieving the state from the state hash.
So we're basically missing an index, right? We should have an index between state root and block root so that we can get it from the DB. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is where the relational databases kind of solve everything for you, and you don't need to take care about manually adding a new table for this kind of stuff. But we're in key value world, and that kind of thing happens. So we can just add a new index and fix it. But I agree that if we are like 4 people and all of us thought different things about what the indexes were, that's clearly like a part of the specs that is not as, or not the specs, but the Beacon API specs that is not as clear as one would expect. Okay, so just to make sure that we understand, like we're all on the same page, what I got from this is that we need to have a way to map state roots to block roots so that we can get them from the DB, and so that we can like have the Beacon API, like the state one, actually get the states. Is that the case? That's what we need to do right now. Okay, cool. Do we have an issue for that? Just to have it tracked somewhere?
Yeah, we have Mega opened yesterday. I assigned myself for that.
That's perfect. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Thanks for the update, Mete. I'm the last one. Yesterday I was mostly reviewing PRs, and I started working on the workshop for tomorrow. I was thinking about doing it about fork choice specifically, like trying to do like a full workflow of what happens. We have a couple of ways to do this. We can do this like how is it implemented in our app and how we are thinking to implement it, or we can just let go full specs, which is also has its value, and we can just say, hey, this is expected to happen when a block arrives. Like you receive a block through gossip, then this happens, and this is how fork choice should be updated. Is that something you're interested in? Do you prefer to talk about a different topic related to the specs? Like we can talk about something more state transition specific, like epoch processing, or I was just curious if you guys had any special interests. If you want fork choice, if you want like epoch processing, if you want validator related stuff or rundown related stuff or rewards related stuff, like if you have any special interest. Okay, I have a comment saying rundown, another saying fork choice, finality. Okay, I think that we can do a bit of both. Fork choice. Okay, I see fork. Let's do the following. I will also get God's Power's opinion afterwards. We will. I think that we can do fork choice, like distinguishing between both, like choosing the head and also finality. And then if we have any extra time, we can do rundown as well, because it's kind of not exactly part of fork choice, but it's a very important piece of, and it's very short. It like seems kind of magic, but once you read that part of the specs, you actually realize it's not very complicated. Okay, I think we can do that. Let's see. Yeah, so I will be using most of my day for that today. Cool. Do we have any final comments or questions? Okay, I'll take the silence as a no. We can finish the daily for today. Thank you all for joining. See you all tomorrow.